Mikayla, I guess I'd like to start with this past weekend's games at Northwestern-Illinois. The elements were definitely a factor in both games, the win specifically. How did it most impact you as a center back?
As a center back in the second half, we didn't have the wind with us, and so their balls that they were kicking over us were going a lot farther than they did in the first half, and we couldn't get our long balls to go over to our forwards, and it did not help us at all, and it was played mostly in our half because the wind just was not helping us.
So would safe to say that had a bigger impact on the game Friday than maybe the turf, or if you had rainy conditions?
I would say so. Yeah, I think the wind had a major impact on it more than the turf did, because we've seen turf before, so I think we had that in mind, but wind is something we can't control.
Well, nice to be here at home this coming week against Wisconsin and Minnesota. We saw some footage of Minnesota just now where they like to maybe attack the end line and play crosses. How does that affect you as a center back? Does that tax you more?
It's a little more taxing to have them play crosses in, especially if they play them in early, because we have to be aware of that and we have to track back sooner, and we have to make sure that we're behind the ball to make sure that they can't get those crosses in, so it is a little bit more taxing.
And obviously I would consider you one of the better Boilermakers in the air, whether it's attacking on a corner or defending. It seems like that's the way you prefer to maybe get possession or pass the ball versus a slide tackle?
Yes, I would love to head the ball, and it's my comfort zone heading the ball, so I really like that.
And I suppose there has to be some extra commitment for you when the ball does not go out of bounds off a Purdue corner, that you got to get back quickly?
Yes. I try my hardest to bust my butt back to get back to help my defense, because we're a little family back there, and I don't want to leave my family behind. So.
That said, it's been, almost a season and a half now where you haven't come off the field. Is it second nature now that when you go out there, you're going to stay out there?
Yeah, I would like to think so, and that's the mindset I have when I go in, and know that I have to give my all the entire time that I'm in.
Lastly, I've seen 3 different goalkeepers start this season. Erica Jan has kind of settled it down a little bit the last 3 weeks. What did you see early on about what you needed to do to figure out what each goalkeeper did well?
I really had to get used to how they talked, and knowing, because sometimes some keepers will not tell you certain things, and so I have to be aware of that if they're not going to tell me certain things, so that I can be aware of it on my own if I don't have someone telling me. And so some of the keepers are more vocal than other ones, and some other ones like to play short rather than long, so I have to get used to that.
And quickly following up on that, what would you say Erica's strengths are that she showed the last couple of weeks?
She's pretty good at taking goal kicks for hitting it long for us. We would play short and try and build out of the back, but she's pretty good about getting it in the air and getting it to our good headers like Molly and Krista in the middle. So I'd say she's good at that.
Rob, a chance to play at home for homecoming. Wisconsin and Minnesota coming to town. Oddly, 3rd year in a row you're hosting both, and both have some dangerous tendencies.
They're both very good teams, and we're looking forward to the opportunity of being home another weekend. We split both on the road and at home the previous weekend, and so with Minnesota coming up first, a very hard-working side, a fairly direct side, get the ball forward. The forwards look to turn the corner, get in, and they've got some dangerous players. I think an overall hard-working team. And then on Sunday we face, I think, a very talented Wisconsin Badger team. They play a bit different. They've got two very hard-working forwards. They're very organized. They don't give many things up defensively. They're battlers. They keep the play in front of them, and then they look to counter, and they've got a couple of really special players as well.
Going back to the previous weekend, the elements really had an impact on both games at Northwestern and Illinois. And you're really all the way in the Illinois game. The 3-0 score is not really conducive to how close the game was.
No, actually, as a coaching staff, even though we didn't play well, we felt that it was a very competitive game, and we actually got a lot out of it, of what we were looking to. I thought we were dangerous on the counter. I thought we had the best chance in the overall first half, with a look that when Vanessa Corollas turned the corner, and Arkins had a look, but it was deflected by a defender in front of the goal. And then in the second half, in the 70th minute, Maddie was able to break free and put Alex Harrison in, and she got in 1v1 with the goalkeeper and pushed her shot wide. Unfortunately, with that not going in, I really think that was our best look. If we could have scored there, I think, the game probably would have turned in a different way. Because certainly I thought that we were, even though we were bending, we weren't really breaking against, I think, a deluge of number of flip throws that we dealt with and corner kicks. But, as I've always said, our team's pretty proficient dealing with aerial attacks, and so I thought we fended a lot of that off. Once the goal went in, though, I think it was rather disheartening, and then to give up the second one on the penalty kick, kind of you sealed the deal for us. But, that was coming off of, I think an efficient performance against Northwestern, and, they were dangerous in playing on turf, and it's certainly something that's difficult for us to do, is move from a grass field to a turf field, and I think Northwestern plays and performs and does very well on that surface, and then you deal with the wind there as well. So, it's a tough road trip, being on the road for 4 straight days is difficult, so it's nice to come back home and play in the confines.